Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wizzo Talk. Why Wizzo Talk? Because I want to know, don't you? Here at Wizzo Talk, I play it like you said, uncut and unedited. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on all the hot topics yet to come. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, hit me up in the comments. Have a hot topic you'd like to hear discussed? Also, hit me up in the comments. And always remember that it's free, absolutely free to like, share, and subscribe. I have some fire guest on for you. I'm gonna let my guest intro herself, and then we're gonna get right on off into it. So y'all stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. All right.
Hello, my name is Philnett Harrison, and I am a 42-year-old, 17-year veteran elementary school teacher of the Texas public school system. I have a bachelor's from Prairie View A&M University in music education, and my master's is in advanced literacy from Concordia University, Texas, out of Austin. I am a um, exercise enthusiast. I love to spend time with my family and friends, and I enjoy reading and watching movies and listening to music. So that's me in a nutshell.
All right, right. That's what's up. That's what's up. I noticed you kind of left out the swing dancing, but we won't get to that yet, then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll get into that too. Yes.
We'll
I
get
do
into
enjoy
that too.
swing dancing. A
Yeah,
little
most
nervous.
definitely. Most definitely. Well, I just want to come on and say thank you. I very much appreciate you coming on. This is my very first live, so I appreciate you to the fullest. Let me interview you.
Oh, wonderful. I appreciate being the first one to interview.
All right. So, but just to ask, so I heard you say veteran and teacher. What was it? Kindergarten teacher,
Elementary music teacher,
elementary
17
music.
years. Yep.
Yes, outstanding. So, what inspired that? What to teacher? I mean, man. What,
Um, my dad was a teacher. His has a sister that was an English teacher. My older brother is an assistant principal, and his wife is a teacher.
oh, okay.
And so, just growing up around educators, education seemed the way to go. I always loved helping people learn. Growing up, I just knew that I wanted to be a teacher. So here I am, 17 years later, still in the grind.
All right, that's outstanding. Yes, my daughter just got off into that too, so that's outstanding. I mean, you teachers, I really applaud you guys for a lot of hard work you guys do. So that's outstanding. So, but I also I left in your intro you didn't cover something, and I think you're still doing it. But I heard you like fitness and all. But so what about this bodybuilder, competitive bodybuilding?
Oh, well, I only did one show, so it's not um, something that I'm just gonna say I'm a competitor. I have competed. That's what I will say. I
Right.
have competed. I really enjoyed it. It pushed me to my limits, and I'm actually thinking about doing it again next year. I took a year off, and so I'm thinking about doing it again in 2024.
All right, outstanding. So I believe I saw on Facebook or somewhere you won about 4 or 5 medals, correct?
Oh yes, it. I went to the Ronnie Coleman Open, and it and here in Houston, and it was a life changing experience. Seeing all those competitors at their physical best, and seeing how I wasn't the only one that decided to push herself to the physical limit of what can I do physically.
Right.
I really it was eye-opening to see how much my body could change even in a short amount of time, just depending on what I ate. And I do feel like everyone can make themselves healthier, even if it's losing just 5 pounds or just making up a regimen that they can stick to, like walking every day or at least 5 days a week. But
Right.
um, hey, disclaimer, disclaimer. I am nowhere close to being a doctor. Anything I talk about, it is my own personal experience. I
Right.
under no circumstances am I trying to convince anyone to do anything. This is just me talking about me. Anything that I say that I've done, you're more than welcome to try it, but always to consult your doctor first and listen to your body and make sure that you do what's best for you. But anything that I say, it is completely my own experience. I'm not trying to make anybody or convince anybody to do anything. This is solely just about my experiences. But of course, if you have any questions about what I've done for me, I'll be more than happy to answer them. But just disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not suggesting anyone do anything. So let me just
Ex-
put that out there. I don't have any money. Please don't come after me. I'm a poor school teacher. I don't have no money.
I heard that. Well, I'm glad you went on took care of that to put that on out there. I saw a lot of your workouts, and so you was really, you had the ladies, and y'all was really out there, getting off into it. So I know
Oh,
it
I
wasn't
love
fun.
my girls. Yes, I love my girls. I had the opportunity and still do to help other ladies on their fitness journey, and it is all about consistency. And it's people say, "Oh, you're so disciplined." I'm quick to cut them off and say, "No, I'm not disciplined. I had to lean on consistency in order to get
Yeah.
through that competition."
Okay.
And I that is a recommendation that if you want to try anything new, it doesn't matter what it is, not necessarily fitness. If you want to get better at anything, it's going to take consistency. It's just like learning to walk, how to ride a bike, learning to swim, learning any new craft, anything. You can't do it just one time and then be great at it. You have to try to find the time to be consistent in learning, to push yourself, to study the craft and make it your own.
Right. All right. So you just woke up one day and say, "I'm going to compete and start bodybuilding." How did that come about?
No, 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 no.
I'm going to Ronnie Tobin and compete.
No, I didn't know that I could be anywhere close to be, super physically fit until I was in my 30s. I was living in Killeen, and I joined a school for kung fu, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I did that for 3 years,
Mm,
and I was in the best shape of my life then, so I thought. And then when I decided to stop doing that, and I took up dance, and I I I didn't know that I could be good at even dancing. I really
mm.
enjoy the, you know, the partner dance. It's not just
Right.
dancing by yourself. You have to learn how to work with someone else. And
Right.
and so I took classes in Colleen, and then I've been dancing since 2012, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I've had a couple of teachers since then, and I've branched out and learned different disciplines. I started out with DFW swing out, then I learned Chicago step, and then I started learning Texas two step,
Oh,
and dabbling in ballroom a little bit. And so
okay.
I absolutely love it. It brings me such joy when I get on the dance floor. And I took a kind of hiatus from dancing for a little bit because last year when I did my competition, I did my a second dance graduation and my competition all in the same month. And
You
I
was
was
busy.
worn out. I was busy. I was going, going, going. And so I was like, I'm just going to take a break. So
Right.
I took a break from kind of both of them. And then um, I mean, I still worked out, but it wasn't anything to the intensity that I was doing before. And so
Right.
now the new year is coming, and I decided I wanted to do another competition. So after taking a year off, I've decided that I think it's time for me to try to get back on stage. But I love learning, and so learning about fitness and learning about dance, and it's just part of being a teacher, being a lifelong learner. So.
Right, right. Well, I know I've danced with you in swing dance, we're talking about. And from back when the graduation that I danced with you in, and then I danced with you probably, I don't know, maybe a year ago or something. And it was like a big difference, I watch you dance up there in Houston with John sometimes. And I just noticed a whole lot different about you. I mean, even I was holding your hand like incorrectly and you kind of adjusted my hand. So I was like, oh, let me get that right there because sometimes I use the thumb when I'm not supposed to. So, but
Yeah.
It's definitely a big difference in your style and dance. I guess that's from working with the different instructors and all,
Yes.
and the love you have for it.
Yes,
So
absolutely. You gotta learn how to when you have a good teachers and they teach you the correct technique, then um, I was into dancing so much that I got asked to help teach, and so
ah,
that's where that came from.
okay,
I helped my dance instructor be able to run his classes and then help other people learn and try to instill a love of dancing in them. So that was one of my joys. I was dancing all the time, and that's what
yeah,
helped. It was with the consistency that I spoke about earlier. It helped me become a better dancer, and it made me think about the techniques and be able um, to help others learn. So.
right, outstanding. So, what do your students think about you bodybuilding? Do they know?
Yes. When I won my competition, I brought a medal up to the school, and I showed them the picture that I took with Ronnie Coleman, and they really enjoyed it. So I talked to them about reaching goals and aspiring to push yourself past what you're used to, and being able to try something different, try something new, and then you just never know. You might be successful, and I was. I did. I came in first in all the divisions that I signed up
Right,
for. So, as a first time competitor, I could enter into up to 5 divisions, and I came in first place in all of them. The sixth division was overall, and that's when all the first place go up against each other. And so
right.
I didn't come out on top on that. And that made me hungry to try to do it again. So
Try to, yeah.
but because I did win first place in at least one of the divisions, but I did win 5, I did qualify to go to nationals and
Oh,
try to compete for my pro card. So as soon as you win at least first place in one division, then on a qualifying stage, then you get to go to you qualify for nationals. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
right, that's outstanding. And I think you said somewhere in the age 40 range. So
Oh
that's
yes, that
yeah,
one of the ages when you compete um, as a first year competitor, I was able to compete for what's true novice, meaning I've never been on stage before. Novice, meaning that I've never won a first place or second place position before. Um, um, over 30, there's a over 35 division, a 35 and up, and then a 40 and up. And I completed in both of those. And then open was the fifth one, and I won first place in all of those. So I'm excited that my first competition I came out on top. So
exactly. I was watching. I think you guys were working out like 5 or something in the morning. Sometime it looked like on some of the videos you were sharing real early, flipping and squatting, and I was like, shit, I ain't doing none of that.
yes, those early mornings. That was one of my coaches. One of the things is like when you enter into a craft, you're going to learn from different people. You're going to have different coaches or different teachers. And so one of my teachers has a school on the had one of the schools on the south side. And so he had a 5 a.m. class. And so in order for me to get my workout in before work, I had to get up at 4, drive 40 minutes to get to his class and be there at 5. And so I did that for a year before I competed, but I would go to his class throughout the week, usually in
Right,
the evenings after work.
right.
So sometimes I would go twice a day. Just depends on if I can
Ooh,
make it out there. But to be a competitor, you have to push yourself. It is doing those 2 a days was very difficult. I would get up in the morning and usually do my cardio, and then in the evening is when I did my weightlifting. But
right.
if I actually went to a class like that 5 a.m. class you're talking about, I
Mhm.
would do weightlifting there too, and then in the evening I would flip flop and do cardio in the evening. But it just depends
Yeah,
on what my competition coach would have me do. So
right.
I would have to do it. Cardio was the biggest thing because it helps. Cut the body fat, and so it makes you burn calories,
Mhm.
And so you have to keep your body fat low. So you have to do it twice a day to because you're eating, you have to eat, even though what they have as eating is low fat or no fat, you still have to burn the fat. You have to burn some muscle because you have to shape the body to be the size and the physique that the judges are looking for. So
Mhm.
you can't have too much muscle. You can't be too big in bikini.
Right.
As a bikini competitor, there are different levels, different divisions. So I'm in the smallest division, bikini. The one above me is wellness. That's the ladies that have the bigger legs and the small waist and the slightly bigger torso. But they mainly primarily look for the legs. And so the ladies have lots of muscle, and then above them is figure, and then those are the ladies that have muscle everywhere, like they're
Right.
stacked. And then uh, physique is above them. They have even more muscle, and then above them is bodybuilder, and they have the absolute most muscle. So
Dang.
it just depends on what your body type is. There is a division for everybody, and it's just a matter of you doing your research. First, talk to your doctor, do your
Right.
research, and see what your body can physically handle. It takes time. You have to be patient with yourself, and above all, keep with your diet. If you don't keep with your diet, then your body's not going to be shaped the way your coaches want you to look. And so,
Exactly.
but yes, always consult your doctor. I will continue saying that because you have to make sure that whatever you choose to do physically is safe for you.
Exactly. Now I don't know when you have time for. I mean, you're a teacher. You're going to work out twice a day. You're doing dancing. You do two step. You swing out. You're doing ballroom. I mean, goodness. I
I don't
mean,
do it all at one time, but at the time I was doing quite a bit, which is why I took a hiatus from dancing. So I'm gonna
okay.
start back next year. But doing the dancing and the working out kept my body fit. So because you're
Right.
burning lots of calories when you're dancing. So
Exactly. Yeah, I saw you at the Tony's reunion, but I didn't see you till after me and my fiance was leaving, and I looked back over
oh
there and I saw you, and I was like, oh, I didn't, because I know you come way from Houston, and I always try to dance with some of everybody, but I just really
yeah,
wasn't feeling it but then I look back, I said, oh man, there's feeling that over there.
I would
So
have loved to be able to dance
yeah,
with you. And
yeah,
congratulations.
yeah.
I
Well,
didn't
thank
know
you.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
Um,
Well,
yes, I really enjoyed myself at Tony's reunion a couple of months ago. It was good to see my Colleen crew,
yeah,
and I would go with those ladies and go watch them dance. It's like, when are you gonna start class? I'm like, I don't know. And
right.
so it took me a little bit to convince him, but I finally decided to do it, and I'm glad I did.
That's good. Outstanding. Did you ever get to see the video that I sent that of your graduation and everything? I know we've tried for a
Absolutely.
while.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sending that to me. It brought back so many memories. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's shown how, without, my first dance graduation and how far I've come, and just, being able to, enjoy myself in a new craft. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sending
Yeah.
that video.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
No doubt, no doubt. So I'll ask you. So, and I think I might know the answer to this, but I'm just let you like one of your biggest achievements of accomplishments. What? Tell me something about one of those. I know you have many, but what you
I
like to
think the
share?
first big one was getting my master's degree. Finishing that, it was a huge accomplishment. I was very stressed during that time, but I finished, and I think it was a huge relief to be able to say I finally have my master's degree in education. And so that I did start my doctorate, but then I started it too soon after my master's degree, so I got a
Mhm.
little stressed out. So I put a pin in that, but I am doing research right now to go back and finish. I found a program that I can do in 3 years. It might
Okay.
take me four, but I think I'm settling on a particular school that I think will help me finish my doctorate and finally be able to reach that ultimate education goal.
Outstanding. Well, congrats on that, man.
And I think the other one, it would be the competition.
Right.
The getting my master's was an educational, intellectual um, um, pushing my limits there intellectually, and then doing the competition was pushing myself physically.
Right.
And so I am very grateful that I did choose to do it. And now it's like, okay, let's see if you can get your pro card. So
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to that. I have a cousin who's an IFBB pro, and I train with her sometimes. And so she was a great is a great motivation to me as well. And then I just have friends that I work out with. I have my
Mhm.
clients and people in the community that that I watch on Instagram and watch their journeys and their successes. And so
Right.
it's just a matter of studying and figuring out what's best for me. And I encourage anybody that wants to compete. Like I said, first talk to your doctor, do your research, find out what shows are close to you. It does take a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. It takes quite a bit of money. You have to pay for your trainers. You have to pay for a dietitian. You have to pay for the fees, the NPC. Or I'm an NPC, but there are tons of other different organizations that you can join who stage you can go on. But you have to join their organization in order to compete in their competition.
Right.
And then you have to pay money for the fees of the competition. You got to pay for hotels, and you got to pay for the suit, and you got to pay for the food. So it is quite a bit. But
Right.
once you've done it at least once, you can check that off your bucket list. Like I did it. It doesn't matter how you finish. It's the fact that you got on stage, period, because you did what it took to get there. And there's not a lot of people that do that. And
Right.
I know it seems like, oh, everybody competes. It's not for the weary. You have
Yeah.
to really push yourself. So I
Yes.
encourage anybody that wants to do it, do your research and
Already.
figure out what's best for you.
Okay. Well, walk me through that. Never competing. Now I don't know what the audience was like out there. So you walking up on stage. Are we nervous? Are we jittery? You're in a bikini. You got judges. You got to walk certain way probably and
Oh
flex. And
yeah.
so what? Walk us through that.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have to pay for a posing coach too.
Oh,
Um, you have to know what to do when you get on stage. And so after um, once you've decided to do the competition and you've paid all your money, you've eaten all the food, you've done all the exercises, and it's game day. Um, you paid to get your hair done, your makeup done, your nails done. All of this costs money, jewelry, everything costs money.
every day. Right.
But once it's done and you're finally there, then you get on stage. And like backstage, they you have to pay for tanning. So you have to the night before they'll tan you. They'll put a base coat on and then they'll tan you. And then the next morning, right before competition, they'll tan you again right before you get on stage. They'll
Hmm.
put the glaze on so that way your body shines and under the lights.
Okay.
So the idea is that you your skin is dark so that your muscles can be seen with um, under the what am I trying to say,
Hmm.
pristine condition so that the judges can see your muscles. So your skin has to be dark. And so they put the tanning on you, and then backstage they do your glaze. And so they rub, 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 and it's supposed to be shiny and it's um, like a lotion, like tanning lotion,
Right. Right.
but it's specially made for being under the light so that your muscles can be seen. And once you step out there,
Hmm.
you got to make sure you smile and you hold your body in a precise manner that shows your best physique. and you get up there and you wait for your name to be called. They call you up, you go up the steps and you do your posing routine, and then you step to the side. And then once you're done, then they call everybody up, and or they'll call you up in sections depending on how many ladies or gentlemen are on stage, and they'll have you pose against those people. And then once you pose, then they let you go off the stage. And then that evening, if you get called, if everybody comes back, but the people that get called out first is called first call outs, then they're the people that the judges want to see. They've already marked down this person is good. I want to see this person, this person, this person. And then they'll decide first or second, third place from there. And then they'll announce who they feel is the best of that group. And so then your job is done, but it is an all day endeavor, but it is exciting. The energy is like, it's amazing to know that everything that you've worked hard for has now finally come to fruition, and you are doing your absolute best. And so now it's just showtime. You just have to show the judges what you've been practicing for 3, 4, 6 months, a year, however long it took you to get there. So once you're on stage and you get that medal around your neck, and then you come out on stage and you finally are able to look at the medal, then it's like, okay, I did it. I did
Yes,
it.
exactly. So no jitters on stage, or you just
You're
kind of
nervous, but the thing is that if you practice your posing enough, you go off of muscle memory, you go off of the confidence. You have to build that confidence. You know, you know, my idea was, I practiced a lot, and actually, believe it or not, dancing is what helped me be able to do the standing and um, the posing and being poised, because when
right,
you dance you have to stand upright, you have to hold your body a certain way when you dance, so that way you're able to do the moves successfully. You can't slouch and things like that. You have to watch how your hips move and things. So all of that helped me, believe it or not, when it
okay,
was time for me and my posing coach to come together and find a routine that worked best for me, because you have the certain moves that the judges are looking for. So when you create your routine, you have to pick the side that's best for you. Like my left side, it faces the judges, not my right. And my left side looks, um, just the way my body is made, my left side looks the best from the judge's standpoint. But
okay,
some ladies, there it might be their right side. So you have to find a coach that can help figure out which way helps you be able to pose the best. And then once you find your routine, it just really is repetition, repetition, repetition. And you have to put yourself in the mindset. The judges are here. I need to be looking. You're going to look at all the judges, but the head judge is in the middle, and that's the person that you want to impress the most. But
right,
everybody, you have to try to make eye contact. You have to smile, keep your chest up, stomach tucked in, your rear up, and you just do the best that you can. And was I nervous? Yes, but I was really um more, my legs were just so tired. I think
right,
that was, so if I was shaking, it wasn't because I was nervous. I know I was shaking, but it was just because my legs were so tired, because I had done so much cardio.
right.
And then you have to stand in 3-inch heels when you do it. And so 2.5, I think my heels were 2.5, and it's tough, but you got to practice standing in those heels and doing those poses. And um,
Yeah.
it is
That's
intense. It is
yeah, it
it's
sounds
intense.
like it. I was like, oh my God, you're going through all of that right there. So, but I
Yeah,
mean,
there's an art to everything. I will tell anybody that about anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing, from cooking to roller skating to make knitting to,
yeah,
anything. There's an art to everything. There's what we call in education best practices. And
mhm,
so things that we know that work. And so in bodybuilding, there are things that just work. And then, there's arguments about what the best practices are, but if you talk to people that have competed, there are some baselines that everybody follows. And the one thing is, follow the diet that your coaches make for you. Obviously, first you're going to talk to your doctor. I'm going to keep
Right.
saying that. But
Yes.
then um, and once you find a coach that works best for you, follow the advice that they give you, and also see what their other competitors have done. See that's where the results. That's where the meat and potatoes is seeing what other people have done. And so um, you ask them what works best for them. What works best for me might not work best for the next person. I knew somebody. Oh, I met somebody, not knew them, but I had met them in the gym,
Right.
and he only gives himself 6 weeks to prep,
Right.
and
I,
that is
maybe.
insane. But what he
Yeah.
does is he does 2 and 3 hours of cardio every single day, and
Right.
that's his prep. That's not my prep. That's his prep, and that's what goes well for him. Some people take longer. Some people will take 3 months to do it. Some people take 4. It depends on how far out your physique is from where your goal is. That would
Yeah.
determine your timeline and how disciplined you can be with your diet. So you just have to um, do what's best for what you are. And to me, the more time you give yourself to reach that goal, the better results you have. Only because if you lose the weight slowly, it'll stay off better than
Right.
dropping real fast. Because if you drop real fast, um, it it tends to come back fast.
Right.
So now if you talk to most anybody about fitness, that's what they'll tell you, because you're depriving yourself of all of the nutrients and everything that makes you bulk up,
Hmm.
all the fats and things like that. And if you strip it, real fast, then your body ends up, your body's going to crave it anyway. But the faster you drop it, the more your body's going to want it, and then the faster you're going to put it on after your competition. So I
Right.
say, it's my recommendation. For me, I have to have at least 3 to 4 to 5 months of prep. I have to take my time, because like I said, I am not disciplined. I am not. I have to lean on consistency. That's
Right.
my goal. And so I have to build my consistency back up to doing those 2 a days, at least 3 or 4 days a week. And so I am I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Right.
I won, and I
Exactly.
felt fabulous, and and I didn't gain all my weight back. It took me about 6 months to gain all my weight back. And
Okay.
so um I had planned on doing another competition in December. My first competition was in August. I was supposed to do one in December. I decided not to.
Right. Can you see the comment that one of my guests made?
He said flex. I have on a long sleeve shirt. It's not gonna do much. I have to change my shirt if you want to see my muscle, but yeah.
He say hit us with the flex one time. So okay, well just to asked
So
about
silly.
so in if you had one thing in your life that you can kind of go back and change, what would that be and why?
Um, if I could change one thing as an adult
Yes.
about me, um, mm, the list is long, Paul.
You can just throw
I
one
have
out
to.
there.
I think I would probably cut off a couple of those marriages I went through.
She said a couple of those marriages.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
a 3 times divorcee. So
Right,
my biggest, I wish I would have never probably would be getting married. It just
right,
didn't work out for me. I
right.
tried 3 times and
Yeah,
nah. So if I could go back to my 23-year-old self, like, don't
right.
do it.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Didn't I hear you say military? You was in the military?
No, I was not. I was married to the military.
Married to the military.
Married to the military, and that's the
Gotcha.
one I was like, no. I wish I would have waited. I just wish I would have gotten to know Phil Net better, and I didn't know myself well enough when I did get married at 23, and
Mhm.
made some, poor relationship choices. But it was a lack of confidence on my part. I don't know why. I just made some poor choices in that
Right.
regard. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
am now grateful that I've learned from my mistakes. I'm happily single. I'm not venturing that way. My goal is to um, get my personal certification to be a personal trainer. That's my goal number one. Goal number two is to go back to school and get my doctorate. Excuse. And then goal number three is eventually buy a house.
Already. Well, you answered one of my questions that I was going to answer, asking all of that right there too, was kind of like your long term vision, and you just covered that. So that is. Oh, you all right?
Sorry, I'm just
Okay.
coughing now.
Okay. So here's another question. So Phil, she's having a bad day. Oh, you muted me. Can you hear me still? Okay. You bit frosty call. Okay. So she's having a bad day. Nothing's going right. Who gets that call and why? What person gets that call for you to talk to and why?
Usually my sister. If I can't talk to her, then it's my best friend Cammy. You know Cammy.
I was going. I thought you would have said her. So
Yes, Cammy. Between those two ladies, they're my go-tos. Because I can talk to them about anything, and I feel better when I'm done. And it's good to have people in your corner that you can trust wholeheartedly. That there's no judgment. They can give sound advice, and they're both Christian women that love God. They love family, and
right,
so I can trust whatever they tell me because we're all about the same.
right.
So if
Yes,
I'm feeling bad, those are the ladies that I talk to.
right. Yes, I was glad to see her. I hadn't saw Cam in. Oof, I don't know
In a
how
long
long it's
time.
been. It's been a long time. So I was glad to get a chance to see her at the Tony's graduation. So that was outstanding. So, but I usually only run my lives and my podcast for probably about like an hour. We've been talking about like 38 minutes or something like that. But I just, I have only a couple of more, but I just want to see, is there anything that you'd like to share with our viewers that I may not have asked or may not have covered, or
Um, you just in general about me
just in
or
general, just about school, about bodybuilding, competitive, just anything you'd like to share that I may not have asked?
oh, I'm sure I'll think of something later. You know how that goes. But I try to cover as much as I can as far as um, when you when I first started, I had to start small. Goodness
Mhm.
gracious, hang on.
Okay.
Sorry. One of my students gave me some flowers, and they're sitting right here, and I think they're bothering me. So it's about time for me to toss them out. So they're starting to make me cough.
Right.
But anyway, you have to start off with what you can be consistent with. When I first started, after I stopped kung fu, I would run. I would. Um, I first started on the treadmill and see if I could run a mile. That was my goal. Let me see if I can run a mile on the treadmill. And then I took it outside. Sorry,
Mhm.
goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And then after running on the running in the park or running through the neighborhood, I built up my stamina, my endurance. And then I hired a fitness coach. This is when I was in Killeen. I hired a
Hmm.
fitness coach, and they taught me about HIIT, about Tabata, about weight training, just a little bit of weight training, but about how to circuit training. They taught me
Okay.
circuit training. And so, what circuit training is like I pick three exercises, and I do those three exercises 3 to 4 times.
Okay.
And so, let's just say, throw it out there. I'll do push-ups, sit-ups, and jumping jacks. So let's say my goal, I'll do 30 seconds of 30 seconds of push-ups, 30 seconds of jumping jacks, 30 seconds of sit-ups. And then I'll start again, 30 seconds of push-ups, 30 seconds of jumping jacks, 30 seconds of sit-ups. And I'll do that 3 or 4 times.
Hmm.
And then I'll move on to another set of three exercises. And so like squats and um, let's see, squats, lunges, and um, calf raises. And
Mm.
so I'll do those three sets again. You can do this body weight or you can do this with weights. And so they train me how to do it both ways. And start off with weights that are small, 5, 10 pounds, whatever you can handle, and then up the ante as you get stronger. But again, consult your doctor first about
Right.
weightlifting because it's not for everybody, but you can use light weights like 2, 3 pounds, maybe even five, and just to help your body tone up. But you don't even have to have weights. Use your own
No.
body weight.
Yes.
We're all over 100 pounds, so that's
Yeah.
over 100 pounds that you're trying to move around, that you're trying to push around and see where you can see how you can manipulate your body that way.
Right.
So you don't have to lift weights, but the thing is just move. That will be my recommendation to anybody. Start
Move.
by walking. That's what I tell anybody that ever asks me about fitness, because
Yeah.
that's how I started. Walk running on the treadmill was how I got started. I would jog some, walk some, jog some, walk some. And I would do that for however long I could stand for maybe, 20, 30 minutes at a time. And then I would push myself to run longer.
Right.
And then that's when I was able to set goals. I'm going to run for 5 minutes straight, no stopping. And, you just increase the increments until you've made an hour.
Exactly. The one of my guests just said something about any suggestions for his supplements for weight loss. One of
Um,
my viewers, rather.
oh, okay. I don't have supplements for weight loss. What I have, what I take is supplements for um, supplementing any type of nutrients that I'm not getting or that I want to have more of when I eat.
Right.
Like I take vitamin C, vitamin D, calcium, magnesium. It's those things. I'm not taking like fat burners or things like that. Um if you
Okay.
want if you want if you want to lose weight, the way if you look this up, is this part of research. Sorry. You have to burn more calories than you intake for fat loss. Bottom line, the end. It
Right.
doesn't matter what book you read, they're all going to say that one thing. So,
Hmm.
your best supplement for weight loss is going to be watching what you eat. And by watching what you eat, I was listening to a fitness person that says people always say the word diet, and diet is a bad word, and diet, you know, it depends on discipline and all of that. And all dieting is eating the way we're supposed to.
Right.
Eating healthy, balanced meals. That's all dieting is. That's the way we're all supposed to eat. Who does not eat like that? Me. I don't eat I don't eat healthy all the time, which is why I gain weight. And it's not gaining weight like eating more good food and then lifting weight to gain weight. That's not how I do it. If I want a bacon double cheeseburger, I will eat it. If I want to eat pizza, I'm gonna eat it. If I want, that deep fried chicken, I'm gonna eat it.
Right.
But then I have to pay for it, in the
Mhm.
long run.
Right.
So if if you're looking for a pill to help you burn fat, there's tons of them out there. I don't have any recommendations for any in particular.
Mhm.
However, I will tell you the best way to do it. Eat leaner meats like chicken, turkey, um, fish, and then eat vegetables. Have two vegetables with your meal, and then a small amount of carbs. If you stick to that formula, because that's what any coach is going to give you.
Right.
If you want to lose weight, you have to eat less fat, you have to eat less salt, you have to eat less sugar, and then burn more than you intake.
Right.
I've had I'm just going to get on the watermelon diet. I'm just going to eat watermelon all day. I say you're going to make yourself sick, because watermelon, as good as it is full of sugar, and it doesn't have very many nutrients that your body needs, and you're just going to starve yourself,
Yeah.
and then you're just going to end up binge eating.
Right.
So don't do that.
Right. Well, I guess my viewer just said thank you, and but I heard you say one key thing also when you said get up and move, walk, run, do whatever your body can kind of let you do. Don't overdo it. If you're large or whatever, start out by walking or maybe even riding a bike, just getting some cardio
Oh
in like
yeah,
that. Just start
just
moving, walk
just
around the block.
move.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
swim, whatever. If you used to do it in high school, oh, I used to play basketball in high school. Go play basketball.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. Oh, I used to play volleyball. Go play volleyball.
Right. Yeah. You still can.
Oh, I used to run. Go run. Because your
Right.
muscle memory is gonna be there. It's gonna come back. Oh,
Mhm.
well, my knees are bad. Then walk.
Right.
Everybody can walk.
Right.
Everybody can walk that can walk.
And
And
stay consistent.
even people with no legs still move. There are people with no legs that compete
Mm,
at these competitions. I've seen there was a blind lady that was
mm,
a bikini competitor. I've seen people with cerebral palsy compete. They got on stage and they did um their routine. I've seen, I mean, and then there's tons of videos where people that um have deformities of their legs, and they just
right,
built their upper body.
right.
And so there's nothing, if you are semi able bodied, you can do it. Just move. I had a client, she had to stop working out with me for a while, but then when she started back, I saw her and she had lost at like 10 pounds. And all she did was walk after work.
Mm,
That's it. All she did was walk.
yeah. Wow.
And she would just go to the park right after work and walk. And I told her, I am so proud of you. You look so good. You
Right.
don't have to have a personal trainer. You don't have to have a gym membership. You don't have to have anything but your body.
Hmm.
Move your body. Walk.
Yes.
You have a living room with a little bit of space, or a garage, a sidewalk, park, a sidewalk. You can go to the park. You can go um, with anybody, your friends after work.
Hmm.
Just walk. You can use the benches for step ups. You can use them for push ups, for triceps extensions. You can just use your own body weight.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
move your own. That's
Just
how.
move.
Just think about in the 90s when all those people made their money uh, with those videos, those at-home videos,
Hmm.
and all they were just moving their bodies around. That's
Yeah.
it. Was
Yeah.
it sweating in the spirit?
Right.
All of that. They
Yeah.
didn't use weights, and if they was, it was small weights.
Right.
You can use a can of green beans for weights. You don't have
Yeah.
to spend, money on equipment. You
Mm-hmm.
if you keep gallon jugs at home, fill it up with water, fill it up with sand, and you can use that for weights. You don't have
Yeah.
to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
You don't have to have all of the amenities that, you know, society tries to tell us that we need. You just
Right.
need your body. Just I tell my clients all the time, you don't have to meet me at the gym. You can do this on your own. I only work with you twice a week. I expect you to work twice a week on your own.
Yeah.
Push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, squats, leg lifts, arm raises, and then use any type of resistance. You can go to the Goodwill and buy all kinds of used equipment,
Mm-hmm.
for the pennies on the dollar. You don't have to buy everything new. And you can go to the pawn shop. They have weights there too.
Right.
People pawn anything. And so you
Right.
can get you a bike, for cheap at the pawn shop. I mean,
Exactly.
you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money just to lose weight. It's
Mm-mm.
all about what you're willing to do. And the
Yeah.
biggest thing, you told me what I needed to say. The biggest thing that keeps people from achieving their fitness goals is their mentality.
Yeah.
I gotta have, I gotta do. They're waiting on the perfect time. Well, the
Yeah.
time is now. This is the time now. It's the end of the year, the last couple of weeks of 2023. Set
Mm-hmm.
your mind that I'm going to start now. Don't wait for January 1st. Start now. So that
Yeah.
way, when January 1st comes, you've already developed the habits. Write
Exactly.
out your plan. I'm a big writer outer. Write out your plan about what your goals are. I want to lose 5 pounds. Done. Research what's going to help you lose that 5 pounds. Well, Phil said move. Well, how am I going to do that? Any which way you can.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
start by walking. You can't tell me I can't walk. You
Yeah.
cannot tell me I can't walk.
Yeah.
You can walk. Well,
Yeah.
I don't have time. And that's the other biggest excuse. Well, I don't really have time. I saw a quote that says, if you don't make time for your wellness, you're gonna make time for your illness.
Right.
And
Right.
so you have to take care of you. You're the only you have. You're the only you your family has. And if you don't
Mhm.
take care of you, then you're gonna have to be dependent on someone else taking care of you, because you're not gonna be able to move.
Right.
And if I've listened to I've read, how doctors say the fastest way to make yourself sick is to be still. Think
Hmm.
about people that are immobile in nursing homes, and they don't have visitors, and they're the ones that perish first
Yeah.
because they can't move.
Hmm.
But if you're able body, you can move. You can just walk 15
Yeah.
minutes a day. You have 15 minutes out of a whole 24 hours to go
Oh yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
Walk your dog, or take your kids for a walk in the park. Let them ride their bikes and you walk in front of them. Oh, all right, guys, we only have 20 minutes. I'm gonna put my timer on, and then
Hmm.
just walk the park. It doesn't take a whole lot to start.
Right.
You just have, the biggest part is the mentality. You have to
Hmm.
change your mentality. And I had to change my mentality about food. I don't have to have all of the bad stuff. The fatty, sugary, gooey, ooey goodness is only gonna make you tired, lethargic. It's gonna clog your arteries, you know. And this is stuff that I've read. You don't have to believe me. Please do your
Right.
own
Just
research.
research.
But
Yeah.
yeah, do your own research, and you'll find that eating all of that fatty stuff isn't good for you. You have to cut the fat sometime. Our metabolism slows down as we get older. I felt my metabolism slow down when I was 30. I felt it. I woke up and I was slower at 30.
I hear you. Yes.
And I was like, where did my energy go? I had to find it. And
Yeah.
so I'm also a diabetic. So I have to watch
Mm.
my sugar levels. And so you're like, oh, but you're thin. Yeah, so what? I have diabetes and I have to watch what I eat. And when I
Yes.
don't watch what I eat, it comes back to haunt me. Just like I said, I'm normal like everybody else. There's nothing special about me. If I
Right.
eat what I'm not supposed to, it affects my A1C, it affects my sugar levels, and I pay for it. I do pay for it. Diabetes is when your pancreas doesn't make as much sugar. I'm type 2. When your pancreas does not make the insulin that it needs to combat the sugar in your body. And so the sugar builds up, and then that makes your heart and your kidneys and your liver work harder. And when you make it work harder for too long, they end up failing. And
Right.
so you have to watch what you eat in order to keep your organs well. And so, you know, high blood sugar affects your eyesight, and it affects it can even affect your skin, where you when you get cut, it makes your body heal slower. So
Right.
that's how you know when the old people that are diabetic, that have bed sores that won't heal, that's the reason why their blood sugar is too high, and their body can't fight it off, because they're immobile, they can't move. And
Mm.
so they really are on a very strict dietary regimen in order to combat that. So
Right. Well,
so
that's
that's my spiel. Move, watch what you eat, love yourself, and don't make excuses. If you don't remember nothing else I said, please move, watch what you eat, believe in yourself, and don't make excuses. Start now if you want to
on there.
improve your life. And it doesn't have to be fitness, it could be anything. It could be finances, it could be building relationships with your family, it could be building community ties. Maybe you don't feel like you're getting out in the community enough and you want to volunteer more. Anything that you want to do, it just doesn't have to be fitness, it could be
Right.
anything
Anything.
that you want to improve on. You have to start now, because the longer you wait, then it's missed opportunities. And guess who I'm talking about? I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me too. And so I have to talk
Right.
to myself like this all the
Yes.
time. And so you have to take care of yourself. You are the only you that you have. Don't make excuses.
Right.
Don't make
Yeah.
excuses.
Right. And before we get out of here, I also just say this. I just made a little short video talking to a lot of the guys, because, I see guys in the gym trying to throw up the whole house and not doing any cardio. So, and these guys is way up in age, over 50, 40s or whatever. So make sure you get some cardio off in this little short video that I made and put out there, and go regular to the doctor at least once a year to find out what your numbers are, what your cholesterol look like, what this look like, what that look like. Check your numbers, because sometimes so many of us just don't want to go to the doctor. So look at your numbers. Well,
Absolutely.
that's about all I have. I want to thank you again for coming on as my first guest, my first live. You've answered everything I had, gave out a lot of more information, put some disclaimers out there and everything like that. And I really appreciate you and look forward to talking with you again in the future.
I certainly look forward to it as well. And I can find some more guests that are fitness. My cousin that's an IFBB pro, I'm sure she would absolutely love to be on your show as well.
All right, get them to send me. You have my info. Send me a message, and we'll make it happen. And I'll just ask everyone out there to just like, share, and subscribe, because it's absolutely free. And when I asked you about doing this, because one person had asked me about um any fee or anything like that, and you said no, I'm just coming on to help you, and I appreciate it, because my podcast is not making any money. I just want to get out as much information as I can, and you definitely put out a lot of information, and I thank you for it.
And I thank you, Paul, for the opportunity. And I hope that one or two things I just said helped.
All right, exactly. All right, talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Bye.
All right, bye.